Hey guys, I'm back with a new tutorial, and today we'll be talking about march speed, or more accurately how all the different factors contribute to whether or not your troops move fast or slow in this game. Now there are four main factors at the very least, that influence your troop speed. Number one is your tiers, right? Whether or not it's T1, T2, T3, T4, T5, in which case T1 is always faster than T5. Number two are your troops, whether or not it's a tank or infantry or anti-tank or artillery, right? They all have different speeds actually. The third factor are your officers, right? Whether for the talents and which level are the talents. And number four are your skills. Okay, now I'll talk about them one by one. So the first thing I'll talk about is your troop types, whether it's a tank destroyer, artillery or infantry. And to do that, let me switch over to a different account. Okay, so this is a secondary account that I have in a different server, right? You can see the power is pretty much zero. This is a new account altogether. And the reason why I'm doing this is so that you can strip away all other boosts, stuff like guild boost, if any, city boost, talents, skills, all that, and we only have one factor that differentiates it, and whether or not it's a tank destroyer, infantry or artillery. Okay, now how do we test is very simple. Go to your base, go out as far as you can and pick a far away spot. Okay, now you come here, hit encamp. Now let's look at the bottom here, right? You see the march time over here, and here's where you can see the proof that what I'm going to say is true. And look at this time over here. Now all four of these are at the same level, right? T1s. There are no boosts whatsoever, and my officer is only level 2, pretty much 0. Okay, now let's look at tanks. Tanks travel here in 1 hour 12 minutes 31 seconds, right? And note also that there is no difference whether or not you have one troop or full troops. Okay, so tanks, I know Marjorie is a tank officer to those who are more veteran to the game, but there are no boosts that apply, no talent boost, no skill boost. Okay, so this is as neutral as it gets. So tanks 112, tank destroyer 119, infantry 105, and artillery 124. So you can see over here it's very clear that infantry is the fastest at 105, followed by tanks at 112, tank destroyers 119, and howitzer. So these will be the rankings. I didn't math it out to a certain percentage how much is faster, but I'm sure one of you can do that and post it in the comments. But for now, we have established that this is the fastest, infantry is the fastest, and artillery is the slowest. Okay, so that's the first factor. Now, one more thing to consider is whenever you have multiple troops moving at the same time, your march will always follow the slowest troop. That's it. It's as fast as the slowest troop. So for instance, if I have this as the fastest as 105, I bring in tank destroyers and immediately jumps to the speed of the tank destroyer, regardless how many infantry I have. You see that? And how many tanks I have. You see? That doesn't change. Now, when I bring in howitzers, the artillery, you see how it changes to the slowest troop type. So if your troop has a hell of a lot of T1s and you put in one single T5 artillery, your troop is going to be slow as crap. Okay, so take note of your troops. Alright, so lesson number 1, troop type. Now I'll switch back to my main account to show you the rest. Okay, so we're back to my main account. So number 1 was the troop type. Number 2 is the tiers. Okay, so I think we covered this earlier, but just let me cover this one more time. T1 will always be faster than T2, T3, T4 and T5 in that order, right? And to see that, you come over here in the top, right? You click on this and you'll see over here that T1 speed is very fast As you go stronger, you get slower, right? Fast, normal, slow, very slow. So T1s will always be faster than T5s. That's number 2. Number 3 are your officers. Let's talk about talents. So you have your different talent skills, right? Tank, jungler skill, mobility, infantry, so on and so forth. And each one of them, rather most of them, have some form of speed up. In this case, in minimum at level 16, right, you get 20% speed of tanks. And with jungler, you have them over here. Speed of troops, overall troops at level 5, this is at 10%. Skill, you have this one, speed of troops of 10%. So that's in your talents. And different officers have different speed boosts in different talents in different levels, right? So I won't cover them all over here, but it is quite extensive. So that's number 1. Number 2 are your skills, right? Some skills also factor in. So for instance, let's look at Jessica, I believe. Yeah, so Jessica has this. So when the troop HP is less than 60%, your troop speed is increased by 10%. So it's dependent on your HP. We have some other stuff, like for instance, Helen, I think, was it Helen? Angelica. Angelica has a flat, Angelica's speed increase is also dependent on attacks. So let's look at, sorry. Don't know if you can hear my dog in the background. Sorry about that. Okay, so tank destroyer speed increase. This is when troops are in the wild. Tank destroyers are faster by up to 18%. So you know all the different skills and talents come into play. Now, as of this is June. This is today is 4th of June. There's a new feature that says that if an officer is a 5-star officer, which is like in this case, my Linda is 5 stars, the talents apply to juniors. So if you have Linda if I have Linda in a junior officer position, her talents, all of this will also apply in the entire March, which is a pretty huge difference. And so the same way that you test with all of that. Okay, so go to a further space as far as possible and camp with something. Now, you could put all of the data that I just talked about in a spreadsheet and see, which is the fastest and slowest, and compare with your levels, your troop levels, your skill levels, and all that. But that is going to be a very painful process. So how do you test your speed, your march, based on your troops and levels, right? So come over to the furthest place and camp and pick an officer type. Okay, so let's say Linda, and let's say another tank based one, let's say Cat, right? So my boosts for this are, you can see over here, right, from this, if you didn't already know, you scroll down and then you see over here troop speed is at 113%. And this is overall troops. This one, I think they don't show the speed for specific troop types. So let's say tanks, so we don't really know. Okay, so what you do is you just click here anyway, hit OK, and you can see from here the speed that this one needs to travel. So 28 minutes with a T4 tank destroyer 37, infantry 29. Okay, so that's pretty fast. And I don't have T2s and T3s, but I can show you with some T1s I happen to have. Over here, infantry, T1 infantry is 24, 29, 23, right? So in this particular combination, my tanks can move at the fastest, 2356. Now, what if I swap this one around? So let's say we pick, I don't know, Jessica and maybe Maria, my anti-tank combination, right? So tanks 27, tank destroyer 26, and infantry 25. Not a very good combination. So here's where you start moving stuff around and see which combination works best for you, right? So let's say this one is 22. Yeah, this is faster than my earlier tank combination. 29, nope. 26, nope. Okay, so mix and match, pick and choose. Some are level 5, some are not, and so these will all apply differently. 23, 29, 26, right? So experiment till you find something that works best for you, and that you now know will be your fastest march available for whatever reason, right? If you need to travel far, if you want to do guild tower builds, or if you want to play what you call it, racing with someone else, I don't know. But this is basically how all the different factors come in troop speed. Okay, so I hope this helps. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Till then, have a wonderful day.